Hey. Oh.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Says we're live. Wow. Robbie, you're like super fast. Robbie and Sonia, hello. Welcome in again.
Oh, there it is. Hi, guys.
That was crazy fast. It's warmer today, Robbie, but not 30 degrees. It's quite
It's
comfy.
nice, though. Yeah, it's nice.
I'm just making sure that we're on and Rumble too. All right, so there we are on.
So tell us, how's the weather where you are? I'm sure it's beautiful. Hopefully not too humid, because that's the worst part.
All right, so we're on Rumble as well, and I'm apologize for anybody on Rumble that watches this. Apparently last time anybody on Rumble was unable to comment, so I'm hoping that it's working this time. And I would know better if my phone would cooperate.
You'll have to excuse me, I have a bit of a cold.
Yeah, Cindy's been fighting a bit of a head cold. The kids got something and she's got something. Unfortunately, I don't.
Yeah,
Anyway.
He's bulletproof.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm bulletproof.
Okay, it's only 88, feels like 95 right now.
Ooh, feels like 95. I don't even know what it feels like here. Let me take a look. Let me check the.
Our little handy conversion chart.
Yeah.
So,
it feels warm. It's 23. It feels like 25.
So 77 feels
Ooh,
like
77 degrees.
So your feels like 95 is 35 to us. That's hot. Yeah.
Yeah, don't be jealous, but 77 here. All right, looks like we are on Rumble now as well. Just had a little trouble getting that to work. So hopefully the chat works for anybody that pops onto Rumble. It would be great to have participation on that site as well. Last time it looks like it was, for some reason, not available to them. I can't see anything in the settings, so it must have just been a hookup issue with Restream. Yeah, that's humidity. That does sound quite warm. That's the kind of temperature where you sit there and sweat.
Yeah,
without
you go into
working.
the air conditioning and appreciate it.
Yeah, 77 for me. Today was the perfect temperature. I think any warmer, I probably would have started dragging my butt.
A little bit warmer for the pool, but that's it.
Yeah, the kids have been wanting to get into the pool. I don't blame them.
Kids.
Yes, hi guys. Okay, so what else? What do we have going on this week? This week was busy week as well. I just came off a week of afternoons, so the weekends, I should say, were busy. But the shed is almost done. That shed built in the garden is just about done. I did some trimming this weekend. I got a little bit more to do. I didn't want to get too fancy with the floor, so I just went with some A-grade gravel and just tampered it down because all it's going to hold is lawnmowers, rototillers, just the lawn equipment. So wanted to get it as far as I could with that. I'm almost done. So then I can start my next project, which there's still a few I want to get done this year.
Yeah, the turkeys were moved into a temporary run.
Yeah, they're happy.
Yeah, they're happy, and that can put off the aviary for a few days.
Yeah, because that's one of the things on the list still is to give them a more permanent enclosure. But for now, I've got them in a large dog run. Yeah. Quite large, and they were just inside of a bit of a small tractor.
They grew fast.
But yeah, just the speed they're growing, and I can tell now. Like I said, I got 4 turkeys. One of them's a tom, so it worked out pretty well as long as nothing happens to him. 1 tom and 3 hens. It's funny because he's so small still, but he's already started doing that thing where he puffs up and does that, the thing that tom turkeys do. So it's kind of funny to watch.
Yeah, and so far I actually like these birds.
Yeah, Cindy likes these way more than she likes my geese.
They're a lot quieter and they're not aggressive. They kind of just follow you around and they're cute so far.
Yeah.
I say so far because
I don't,
goslings were cute at one point too.
yeah, I don't think the turkeys will get vicious like the geese. It's unfortunate because the geese are quite aggressive. It's almost disappointing because I thought if we spent more time with them when they were younger, they wouldn't be, but not so much the case.
And it's supposed to be a fairly docile breed, but that just means that other geese are even worse.
Devin Shu, hello, welcome in. And Joseph, hello again.
Hi, everyone who just came in.
Yes, hello to everybody that just dropped in. Cringe, yes, I've got a nice helmet. Thank you very much. So they're you can just tell they look happier.
Yeah, they're making little happy sounds.
Yeah, I get a kick out of them. So I'm hoping that next year we'll have a nice successful turkey hatch. And
maybe we should have a front yard full of turkeys and say bye-bye to the mean geese.
Cindy doesn't like my mean geese. All right, we had some heavy rain roll through overnight, supposed to get some more tonight. We are expecting a chance of rain today, but we haven't had any heavy rain for a while now.
Yeah. Rain's great for the garden. Hopefully it wasn't too heavy for that.
Now, is that Mitchell or Michelle?
Sure. I'm going to say Michelle.
Michelle, want to make sure you're saying the name right. We're not used to the spelling, so hopefully Michelle is right. Welcome in. Yes, praise the Lord. Welcome. Thank you.
Hi, Joseph.
It's very good, Joseph. Thanks very much. We appreciate that you're taking the time to stop and see us. We know it's not always easy to drop in and spend time on YouTube, especially in the nicer weather. Depending on where you live. I mean, I know some of you guys come on and talk to us, and it's the middle of the night where you're at, which
would be hard too.
Which would be hard as well. Yes. So here, just so you know, it's only, well, as you know, if you saw the title of the live, but it's 4 o'clock, 4 p.m., 4 in the afternoon here in Canada. Just in case anybody forgot where we were or is curious, because we do get questioned quite often.
Yeah, we still haven't figured out how to put a big maple leaf on the.
We'll have to get it. We'll have to hang a flag behind us.
Our hat. Still want the hat or a little flag to wave.
You're in America? Yeah. Nice. We have a lot of YouTube friends in America. It's and I have to admit, we love visiting. No, we're not from the USA. We're from Canada.
We are close.
We're very close to the USA. Within 20 minutes, 30 minutes, we could be in the States.
Yeah, we'd be waiting longer to cross than to get to the crossing.
That's very true. Very true.
No spelling mistake.
No spelling mistake. We're just
not used to the.
We just want to make sure we're spelling it properly or saying it properly. We're not used to it spelled like that.
The weather's beautiful today. A little hazy from the smoke coming in from.
Yeah, there's
Manitoba fires.
There's a lot of wildfires right now in Canada. The western provinces and northern Ontario, there's a lot of forest fires, and that smoke is you can see it in the air. It looks like it's going to rain, but it's just that pollution.
Yeah, yesterday afternoon, or was it the day before? I don't know. It was driving at like 3 p.m. and it felt like evening, like the sun was about to set. But
yeah. The weather there, Cindy already talked about. You met The Rock once. That would be cool.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
I actually like him more as an actor than as a wrestler, so I guess that's acting too.
Yeah.
Which city? I would say the closest city to us would be the closest large city would be London.
Yeah. The
tariff-free smoke. That is awesome. That was like a joke, actually, going around.
Yeah.
Seeing if Trump would tariff the smoke coming from Canada. But
yeah, I wonder if they get it worse than we do, or.
Yeah, who knows?
I know they have maps where they show the intensity and stuff, but.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see. But yeah, hopefully that clears up soon. It's never good to.
Yeah, from what I saw, I think this morning, that it's also in northern Ontario. So
Hi, Roman. Hello from Russia. Well, welcome in.
hello.
Michelle, I'm hoping I'm saying it right. We are in Canada. Just randomly met him in McDonald's. Really? Wouldn't expect him to be eating at a place like that. But
What did he order?
yeah, how many hamburgers?
What's my
Cringe
country?
killer. Guess your country. Ugh. Give us a hint.
Yeah.
Which part of the world are you in? Yeah, Rizzaroni. London, Ontario, Canada is the closest big city.
The hint is namaste.
That's the hint? India. You're in India. Raghu Rock, welcome in. Thanks for joining us. Anybody that's in the chat right now or not participating in the chat, welcome. We always enjoy having people drop in from around the world. We like to. It's 4 hamburgers.
That's not bad, actually.
Raghu Rock, no, we're from Canada. Hello, Stacy. Welcome in. Sorry, I lost my track of thought here.
That's all right.
Yeah, we're all over the place.
Yeah.
Anyway, if anybody that's just dropping in for the first time, we are normally a homesteading channel. We are on 1 acre in Ontario, Canada, and we try to grow as much food as we can on that 1 acre. And that's mostly what our videos are about, aside from the odd video where I'm building something to use here on the property.
Let's catch up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, cheat day, sure.
Cheat day. Maybe
Why not?
Maybe he took the buns off. Maybe it was just the ground beef. But
Let's see. So this is Bert. I'm Cindy. Canada, Britain, same thing in a way.
well,
Very different, but there are
Yeah.
connections for sure. Ontario is a province in Canada, so like a state, but
Like
we
a
call them
state.
provinces.
yeah, here we have provinces and territories.
Hello, France, Tarzan.
Oh wow.
That's cool. I
Yes, welcome in.
don't know if we don't normally get France. That's cool.
No, I think you're the first person that we've seen from France.
Mhm.
Thank you very much for letting us know that too.
Hello in
You're-
Alaska.
Hello in Alaska, yeah. So you're actually very, very far from us. You're close to, yeah, you're right beside Canada, but we're actually a long ways over.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep up to the chat, but thank you guys very much for commenting and participating.
Well, Bert,
Yes.
B-E-R-T. I have a cold, so maybe it sounded like
Yeah,
Bert.
Bert, B-E-R-T, Bert and Cindy.
I don't think anybody really says a boot.
No.
I gotta be honest.
At least we don't think we do. Maybe we do. I don't.
I don't say a boot.
I don't. I say about. Does that sound like a boot?
About.
About? I'm going about. I don't know.
But there are different dialects within Canada for
Yeah,
sure.
it really depends.
Some of them I can't even understand.
Depends on which part of the country you're in, because it's like any large country. There's various ways people speak.
Hmm. And I am the worst person in the world to understand any kind of accent. You can attest to that. He makes fun of me because he can understand everything perfectly. I'm like, what they say? Huh?
Yeah, I'm used to a lot of different accents. I'm obviously from Ontario, Canada. I'm from the east coast of Canada, which is they got more of a Scottish influence. Well, sort of. They've got their own speak,
Mm-hmm.
and so I have no issues with other accents like that. And I work with a lot of people that are from India, like I've mentioned before, and I've gotten very used to the accent that you get when you speak English. Mister wants me to kiss my wife. Okay, here we go.
Cold.
Hi, John. Welcome
Hello,
in.
John.
You sound very similar.
Yeah, probably right now because again, cold.
Yeah, Cindy's being a good sport. She's got a head cold, so she's still participating on the live. Mohammed, we're in Canada.
Which country we support? Well, I guess Canada. But we like all countries.
Yeah, we don't discriminate, quite honestly.
No, there's good and bad in every place, and every country has beautiful things.
Yes, we are married. We are married. We have 4 children, and
Almost 14 years.
yeah, close to 14 years. Okay, I think we're all caught up.
So this week, I did some weeding in the garden. Yay! That was a big deal.
Hello, Pangaj. Hello. Mohammed, thank you very much. All right, yes, so we did a pile of, well, Cindy did a pile of weeding while I was working outside on some other stuff. And the strawberry patch.
I was going to say the strawberries are getting red.
Yeah, we're finally picking strawberries. The asparagus seems to be slowing down. But the strawberries are so thick that I actually probably mowed half them down, which sounds horrible.
It's sad, but if he doesn't mow them down, we have to walk on top of them in order to get to ripe strawberries.
Because it's pretty much gotten to be a large solid patch, and they're very tall as well. So every couple of feet, Cindy had me cut a path through the patch.
Yeah, and he mowed it, not tilled it, so the plants will come up again.
It's not going to kill them off. It's just going to give us a cleaner area to walk through, and then it's also easier to weed that way, right?
Yeah, which it needs a ton of weeding for sure.
All right, so Ben, 14 years. Almost. Going on a lot more. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we don't allow discrimination. That's right. Chelsea, that sounds horrible. I hope that's not true, but we're praying for your mom.
Yeah.
Yes, actually I do. Cindy, not so much. I do see King Charles as our king.
I just don't care.
But yeah, because I don't know.
I'm not big on the monarchy. I don't care either way. It's whatever.
You have to remember that Cindy's also Portuguese, and they really.
I'm Canadian.
She's Canadian, but her parents are from Portugal, and there's no connection to the monarchy of England.
Yeah, I'm not against it or for it. I just don't care.
Hi from Sweden. Welcome in. That's fantastic. Sweden, France, India. We've got a lot of different areas today. That's great.
What do we do? Well, I don't know. We work all the time, but
yeah,
what do we do?
This is almost like a break. When we sit down and get to chat with you guys and see what everybody's saying and talk, it's almost like a break, because we either work at home on growing our food, and I go to work at a manufacturing facility, and Cindy homeschools the 4 kids in between, taking care of everything around here. So that's what we do.
Yeah, we take care of animals and grow food, and he has a full-time job as
Medical
well.
Sciences, hello, welcome in. Tina, welcome in. Roman.
Thank you for everyone who just came in, and hello.
Oh, that's very sweet. Roman says you have a beautiful smile.
Oh, that's
Peace
very
on
kind.
earth. Yeah. Okay, so moving on, all of our greens out of, which is kind of frustrating for us, but all of our green, leafy vegetables are already bolting, which seems strange to me, because as Robbie and I were talking about earlier, Robbie is Wild Huckleberry on the chat. We aren't nearly as hot as some places. Like they were almost what I think Robbie said, 96 today or 95.
Yeah.
We're only feel like 77 degrees, so we're not really that hot. But our vegetables seem to think it's time to go to seed already.
Right, and the leafy greens are still very edible, but I believe they get more bitter when they bolt, so that's disappointing. So it's time to plant new rows and make these ones last until the new ones are ready. Yeah, we have the spinach is bolting, the arugula, the bok choy, all of it.
Yeah. So, like Cindy said, it's still edible. It's just a little more bite to it.
Yeah. I know nothing about Assam,
Yeah.
but if you could tell us around what area that's from, I have no clue whatsoever. But thank you for joining us.
Yeah. Thank you very much. So what else did we do? So the geese, interestingly enough, for anybody that has been following our videos at all, you know that we have American buff geese, and we let them hatch, or well, we thought we were going to let them hatch their own eggs this year because we collected a few at the beginning of the year when the weather was still freezing, and because the eggs would have froze anyway. So we collected them and we tried to hatch them, and they were fertile, but we just could not get them to hatch. And the one goose sat on a nest out there, had to be, I don't know, 6 weeks. And she finally gave up. And I thought I was going to go in and clean up the nest and things like that. And then the other hen decided she was going to take over. So I'm not sure if they still sense that there's some good eggs in there or not, because I've read that supposedly instinctually the animals will know whether or not the egg is still viable. So hopefully that's true, because one of them has taken right to the nest now and she's gone broody. So I don't know. Either we're going to have some very rotten eggs, or maybe at some point we'll actually end up with some goslings. But
it's hard to understand how nothing has hatched so far.
I know.
They've been so dedicated.
Yeah, they've been very dedicated, and there's nothing like nature doing its own job as opposed to, relying on an incubator or something like that. So hopefully,
we're waiting on ducklings to hatch any day now. So hopefully that happens.
Yeah. So I just thought I'd share that for anybody that was following.
John, our lettuce is actually doing okay too so far. It's more the other stuff that's bolted.
Yeah. DDSG, I'm glad that the videos it's sad that you feel homesick, but I'm glad that you enjoy the videos. Oh, that's very interesting.
Yeah, that's
K10, that's very interesting. Thank you for that information. John, your lettuce is still good. Is our lettuce still good?
Yeah, our lettuce is still
good. The lettuce is fine. It's just, what was it, the arugula?
The arugula, the bok choy.
Yeah, which I don't remember the bok choy going bolting last year.
No.
But yeah, gotta get eating that green stuff.
Yeah, I'll send him out to the garden to graze.
Yeah. I enjoy the salads. I've been trying to incorporate some fasting in my my overall health. So I just finished a 50-hour fast.
Yeah, he's hard to cook for because I never know when he's going to eat and when he's not.
Well, this one I just wanted to see if I could get some health benefits from a longer fast, because I read that it can be pretty beneficial. So maybe I'll have a salad later. Or Cindy will send me out to the garden to graze.
Strawberries and leafy greens.
Yeah.
It's nice to be getting something from the garden already.
Absolutely. Yeah, because a lot of it's still working on coming up, right?
Yeah, I'm starting to see some flowers on the squash.
Hi, Ray Star. Welcome in.
And we see some fruit on the trees.
Mm-hmm. We have a lot of apples, a lot of pears. The elderberries are right full. Mm-hmm. We've been eating haskap's.
Yeah, honeyberries.
Yeah, which has been nice. Because we normally other years the haskap's have come on, and by the time they get ripe, the birds are taking them. So it was quite frustrating. But this year we've actually been getting a few each day off of that. Blueberries are not. We got quite a few blueberries, but they're not ripe yet.
No, it's early for them. Even the blueberry farms around are July, August.
Yeah, so it won't be long. But a lot of apple trees, like a lot of apples on the apple trees.
Pears.
pear trees are full. There's 3 pear trees. There's got to be, I don't know, 8 or 10 apple trees out there. I've lost track, to be honest. Autumn olives are still losing their flowers, but they're going to be right full.
Yeah, it's going to be a good year for
Yeah,
fruit,
as
at
far as
least.
fruit goes. That's good though, John. That's good. A little olive oil and vinegar on there, and yeah, I enjoy it.
Yeah, lettuce is awesome because it's easy to grow and it's just
Yeah.
abundant.
Yeah, the only thing, we have something eating some of the plants.
Yeah, the Swiss chard and the arugula.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is because they're in the raised beds, as you guys would know, but something's eating little holes in them, which is not the end of the world or anything, but
Yeah, so I did try spraying them with, I believe I read it was water and Dawn dish soap mixture, and I think that helped actually, but they still
Grace-
the holes they had.
Grace Commandments, welcome in. Joshua, no, I have never played Fortnite. I'm a poor loser. I won't lie to you. I don't play video games because I unless I'm good at it, I don't like to do it. It's just
That's
kind
not a way to have fun.
I don't enjoy it, I guess is what it comes down to. I don't have fun.
Yeah, it's hard to get them to play board games even.
Yeah, I have a hard time sitting and doing something like that. I can park my butt long enough to watch a couple TV shows, but other than that, I don't sit around too much.
Once in a while, if I find a new boxed mystery game, I'll make him sit down with me and do it.
Yeah.
But it's hard.
Vivek wants to know why you're with me.
Aw.
Wow, that's
Isn't that
not right.
obvious?
Oh,
Look at that smile.
I don't know.
I do.
She settled. Oh.
None of that.
Yeah. So we have a busy couple weeks coming up because we have rabbits that I need to send to freezer camp this week. And we have 53 meat birds. We did finally put our meat birds outside and in a large tractor.
And they're quite happy.
And they're quite happy out there. They're eating like crazy. They're only 7 or 8 weeks old, but they are pretty much to the point now where I think another week or two we're going to have to start harvesting and filling the freezers.
Yeah, they're getting pretty big.
Yeah.
And all they do is eat and drink.
Yeah, they behave like they're starving all the time.
But that's good because I guess that's the point, right?
Yeah.
Feed them, and then.
Yeah, it's interesting to see because we got the meat birds the same time as we got some of our young laying chickens. So it's interesting. You look at the laying chickens and you see the size that they are right now, and then you look over at the meat birds and it's like, wow, there's just no comparison, right? They just grow so much faster.
And we should actually compare a couple of them.
Yeah. Welcome in, Vivek. Welcome in, Jimmy.
Hello, everyone who's joined, whether you're saying hello or not. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, welcome in. And we appreciate if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up while you're in here. And if you're interested in videos about homesteading on 1 acre, please don't forget to subscribe. But only if you're interested in that kind of thing.
Yeah. Most of the stuff we do is something that you could do in a town lot, minus whatever your restrictions are on animals.
We're in the country, but we are on a small piece of property because, like we said, it's slightly under 1 acre. So it gives you an idea of what you can do in a small space. Welcome in, Aditya. Yeah, for a second I thought it was somebody, but no. So
we're going to be busy with harvesting.
A lot of harvesting over
the
there.
So nice to get that over with.
Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good because it's also less work to do every day, right? Because once we address that stuff.
Yeah, it'll be a lot less work.
At what age do they start laying? It depends on the bird.
I want to say it's 8-9 months. I could be way off though.
It really depends on the breed. Some start earlier than others, And I'm trying to think off the top of my head, but I feel like around 26 weeks, which I guess if you divide that by 4, would be around 8 months. So depending too, like in where we live here, in our climate, like last year, for instance, we had chickens that were old enough to lay, but what happened was we went into the winter months, and because we didn't get as much sunshine, the chickens didn't start laying until the spring. So even though they were old enough, they just weren't laying.
Yeah, and the older ones just stopped too. So.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a good question, but it really depends on the breed. But around 26 weeks, a lot of them will start.
Yeah, but if you want something that's going to lay very quickly, quail is the way to go.
Yeah, quail. If you are into quail eggs or eating quail, they start laying eggs around 7 or 8 weeks. They're full grown, 6, 7 weeks old. Okay, I think we're all caught up.
All right.
So let me see. So change this out a bit here.
Now's a good time to mention the lineup.
Yeah, so I will do that actually. So just so anybody, again, like I always like to mention, if you are into lives and homesteading channels, there is a group of us that all come on Sunday afternoons. And if you read the ticker on the bottom of the screen, usually 1 hour after we're done, Money Pit Homestead has their live. And right after them is the Wild Huckleberry, and then followed by Dyer Family Farm and Red Dirt Rooster Road. I think I actually got it right. There we go. Red Dirt Rooster Road. So if you enjoy conversations and asking questions about homesteading and things like that. Now, those other channels are all in the U.S., in the States. Good night, Pankaj. I don't know if I'm saying your name right, but good night. Thank you for joining us. I know it's pretty late or pretty early in the morning, however you want to look at it, where you're at. So yeah, if anybody has any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat if they're related to homesteading on a small space, like gardening or animals.
We'll do our best to answer.
We'll be happy to try to answer it. And if we don't have the answer, there are some channels on here that I know will probably have answers for you.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Thank you,
Well, Huckleberry, thank
Sonia.
you.
So Red Dirt Rooster Road isn't on tonight. Farm to Table Show is going to be live instead. Okay. Well,
Okay. That's good to know.
try
Excellent.
to catch them then.
I don't know if I can be up that late.
Isn't that at the same time?
They're on quite a bit later. They're on after the Dyer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought by instead meant at the same time.
This is Red Dirt Rooster Road, yes. Yeah, some of the comments, guys, I don't even understand what you're talking about. So if I'm not responding, that's probably part of the reason. So I feel like there's other stuff going on that I am just not remembering to discuss.
Oh, there's always something.
And once again, if anybody is watching on Rumble, I'm hoping it's working this time, because apparently we found out after the fact that anybody that was on Rumble they were unable to actually comment on the live. I'm not sure why. I'm hoping that's not the case again this time.
Hello, Deepak.
Yes,
Thanks
welcome
for
in.
joining us.
It's always nice to see new names come across.
For sure.
While you're here, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that thumbs up, and if you're interested in watching some of our videos, coming back and visiting, hit that subscribe button. We'd appreciate that as well.
So what are your plans for this week?
This week, I think I'm going to finally maybe finish the shed. I just have a little bit of trim to do. I've got the barn door hung, and I just want to get that finished off. The trench that I had dug for all the hydro lines is slowly sinking in, so I have to go back and add dirt to fill in that trench a bit more. But that's about it. I think at some point I got to work on a video and put out some more content, because we do the live once a week, but we also try to put out at least one video during the week of things that we're actually doing here.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll be able to do a garden video soon, but I have to do some weeding first.
Yeah,
I want
we
to
gotta get caught up, a little caught up. Yeah.
Yeah, so weeding is a big thing I'm doing this week, as well as trying to preserve some of those leafy greens for the freezer before planting new rows, and maybe preserving some of the mint for tea.
You're doing something else this week that you haven't been doing before.
Am I? What am I doing?
You've got some sitting on the stove right now.
Oh yes, I'm making kefir, and I like it. So I don't know if that's really homesteady, maybe it is, but yeah, we bought some kefir starter powder. We thought it was the grains, but we got the powder, and it's been working nicely, but we do have some grains on order. I'd like to try that. So every day making about a liter of kefir, and a couple of the kids like it, and we like it. It's supposed to be very good for gut health, probiotics and prebiotics.
Yeah, it's supposed to be pretty good for you. We also haven't done it lately, but we usually make kombucha as well. But we try to make everything from scratch. The kombucha we made our own mother, and we just continue to use that mother. But we wanted to do the same thing, like Cindy was saying, with the kefir. We wanted to get the grains and actually just be able to continue to grow them and continue making kefir without an issue.
Yeah, from my understanding, it continues to grow so much that you can even
share it with your neighbors, and so which is good. Astro, welcome in. Jimmy, you're planting tulips today.
Nice.
Our tulips are already done.
I never actually got any flowers this year. It was weird.
Yeah, actually we didn't. We got the leaves. The leaves came up. The plant came up, but no flowers.
Which is strange, because last year I got flowers on those same plants.
It's a very different year this year than last year, but yeah. But that's the.
Yeah, I'm excited though. So you brought up the kefir. I'm going to continue talking about it.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the good thing is that I'm going to take all these extra berries and fruit, because it's way more than we can use fresh. And my plan is to use the freeze dryer to dry and powder some of it. So instead of making smoothies and trying to get everyone to agree on what kind, the kids can just take a spoonful of whatever powdered fruit they want and add to the kefir.
Yeah, so if you guys are curious about that, Cindy did do a video a while back. If you want to go back and take a look, it was freeze drying different fruits, and I think it was she made a beet powder.
Cranberry, strawberry.
Yeah, just different powders that you can just add to your food or add to a drink.
So the kids have tried the strawberry, and a couple of them like it.
I think we did autumn olive as well.
Yes. So I'm going to do banana and just some of those blackberry, maybe raspberry. I'm excited. Put the freeze dryer to use.
Yeah, it's pretty expensive to have and not use, so that's for sure. RK Engineering, welcome in. Astral, I'm not even sure what that means. I apologize. I don't know, but welcome in anyway. Okay, so moving right along here. Guys, I want to remind you, if you haven't hit that thumbs up, please. And if you're interested in coming back and watching any of our videos that we actually put out, definitely feel free to
watch them.
Watch them. Yes, definitely watch them.
Fast.
I am still trying to understand what that.
Yeah, I'm not sure
what that is. I'm not sure, but I feel like it might be money, which, if that is the case, thank you very much. We really appreciate that. Rather unexpected, so thank you. Um, all right, so hello from Saudi Arabia. Welcome in. Welcome in. We've seen a lot of different countries stop in today, which is really cool. We love hearing where people are in the different parts of the world. What did we have so far? We had France, Sweden, India, America, of course, our friends south of us, and I think there was others.
There might have been England. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We usually have some people from England stop in, and hopefully we will before the live's over. But let's see how that goes.
Yeah. So, as I was saying, this week I plan to do a lot of saving, like the mint leaves and the greens, and I'm kind of surprised because I don't know why I surprised myself, but I was like, this is the time of year you start putting the plants in and stuff, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's time to harvest.
Yeah,
it's just busy all the time.
It just feels like time goes so quickly, but you guys know it's the same everywhere, right? Well, thank you for clarifying. Thank you very much. That's really appreciated. It's actually the first donation we've seen in our lives, so that's
kind.
Very kind. Thank you. Jamesh, welcome in. Prakash, welcome in. We get a lot of people from India, which is fantastic. Well, and like we said earlier, we like to see where you're from. So if you're sitting in the background in another country that we haven't seen come up on our list yet, definitely tell us where you're at. Mm-hmm. We chew on mint leaves all the time.
Yeah, we don't need a nicotine alternative because neither of us smoke, but I do go out there and just grab mint to eat. Yeah, our youngest does too, and she's so picky.
Even our kids. We have our 5-year-old will go out and she'll pick the mint leaves and eat them. And we grow 3 types of mint here. Yeah. We would like to get more because there are a lot of different kinds, but we grow because we most of the tea we drink is from our garden. It's our mint tea. But we have the spearmint, which is the regular mint. And then we have chocolate mint, which I recommend. Mm-hmm. And then we have apple mint, which isn't so sweet.
It doesn't taste that minty.
No, not minty at all. It has its own flavor. I don't know how to describe it. I wouldn't want to say it's apples. But I don't mind it. It's just not as smooth as the other 2.
Yes.
But yeah, definitely.
As far as just going out and grabbing some, I prefer the regular mint.
Yeah, just the plain mint is quite good. Mm-hmm. But that's interesting. I didn't know it would be good as a nicotine alternative. So anybody that's watching or anybody in the chat, there's something to try. Okay, so Jamesh, you're working in Qatar. Very cool. And where is home? You're from Nepal. Excellent. Wow, very cool. Ron 1. Let's all pray South Pacific. I am, unfortunately, I haven't watched the news in quite some time. So, but yeah.
Either, but.
Yeah. Yeah. Benefits of nicotine, not smoking. Yes. And thank you for joining the chat. That's actually a cousin of mine.
Oh, how do you know from the name?
Well, I know the name.
Oh, okay.
But he was here today.
Oh, I think I have to look better at the picture.
Yeah, very cool.
Hi.
Freeze dried tea and eat it. We our mint. We just what do you use? You don't use the freeze dryer. You use the
dehydrator.
The dehydrator. I have got some screens I wanted to use just to save energy. My plan was to actually make a rack with layers of screens just to let them air dry, but it's one of those projects that hasn't come to fruition yet.
Yeah, I think those screens actually got used.
Yeah, actually, you're right, they did. That's funny. Mm-hmm. 1,000 Canadian. Yeah,
True. Sadly.
yeah, very true. All right. Jamish, we are in Canada, and we are doing well. Thank you very much. We're just kicking back for a bit, and it's been a day of visiting today for us.
Yeah, which is rare.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a break. DJ Algorithm. Wow. Well, I get liking pizza.
Yeah. What is the best place and time to visit Canada?
The best place and time.
I'm gonna say time is spring, summer, fall.
It depends on your it depends on your personal interests. If you like winter sports, then you'd want to come in the wintertime. If you then you can go skiing and things like that. But personally, I prefer the summer weather, and you could go anywhere in Canada in the summertime and enjoy yourself.
Yeah. There is no best place. It's so different from one end to the other end.
Yeah, very, very different. Sujit, welcome in. Just trying to say hello to anybody that goes on the chat, just because I know you're making the extra effort to join us, and we do appreciate that. And hopefully, anybody that's trying to watch on Rumble, hopefully it's working, because it's not working for me at the moment. But hopefully it is for anybody else. All right. Where am I here?
And if our moderators are hard at work, thank you. I suspect they are. So we appreciate that.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, okay, so only about 13 minutes left, guys. So if you have any questions to do with growing food on 1 acre, whether it's animals or vegetables, ask away. Feeling good, Jamie. Feeling good.
He'll catch up on that video.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Papa. We'll check out that video later. It doesn't surprise me at all, to be honest. I know it's really healthy, so. Okay. Yeah, not seeing. There we go. No.
Right, some things just don't show up, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to keep up with the chat. And it looks like the moderators are looking after some stuff, and which is good.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. 12 minutes. What do you guys got? What do you have?
What do I have kefir.
Yeah, pretty happy about the kefir.
I am so happy with the kefir. I like new things, and I kind of gave up on sourdough. Never really got going. I made the starter, but never really got into it.
Which is fine with me.
Yeah, now I'm trying gluten-free.
Yeah, I cut the bread out anyway, so. Oh. How can you grow on your fire escape? Okay. Now, is there room to put like pails or any kind of like box to grow in? That would be my suggestion. If you have space, even in the city, if you can somehow put like pails, like 5-gallon buckets out, things like that.
There are some planters that are tiered.
Yeah, that's true too.
Herbs and greens and stuff. And also, I mean, the goal is to grow it yourself, of course, but if you get good sales, you can dry a lot of that stuff and preserve it for future use.
Yeah. But that would be my suggestion, Jamie. If you have room for any kind of container gardening, that would be a good way to do that.
$12 feet by 5.
12 by 5. That's a good space.
Yeah.
That's a good size. I would suggest that. I would say container gardening. definitely. And like Cindy said, you can do a tiered system so that you get more per square foot.
You could probably, I assume, even get some of those hangers that'll hang on the outside of the balcony and kind of use some of that space that's not even within your own balcony.
Yeah, because I'm assuming being that it's a fire escape, you have to make sure you keep some of it clear so that you don't jeopardize any fire codes. But yeah,
I would also suggest that greens and things that like beans, things that produce quickly and you can rotate new crops quickly would be a good thing. Because like onions take a long time and peppers take a long time, and
yeah,
that's great to do as well. But
you really have to look at how much sunshine you'll get as well, depending on the plant. Because like Cindy was just saying, onions require a lot of sun. But actually garlic would too. But peppers, what else were you looking at? Peppers, onions, garlic.
tomatoes would be an easy one to grow.
Tomatoes would be very easy. Yeah, they like containers.
And beans, like pole beans, where you can grow up instead of out, would save a lot of space.
Yeah, if you can set up some kind of trellis type system.
Yeah, you could do cucumbers that way as well.
Yeah.
It's amazing what you can grow in a small space.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it makes it easier sometimes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's a neat do-it-yourself idea.
Yeah, you can basically stack them and cut holes in the sides with a hole saw, and then just plug in the plant you want to grow. And as long as you actually have holes in the bottom of your pail so the water doesn't get stuck, that would be one way to do it. Yeah, when they say they have a strawberry tower, that's what they mean. I'm pretty sure of it, because the strawberries you could grow in a pot too, and they will you can put them in a hanging pot even. Yeah, stock containers. Yeah, if you give that a try, Jamie, I think you'll find that'll work for you.
Yeah, it's a good space.
And then like
the
pails, that's a cheap way to do it. But you can buy systems that are made so that you can grow that way. But I think if you want to do it yourself and you can get your hands on some pails and a saw, it's probably way cheaper.
And I actually think the pails are even better idea because you get more space. Like,
yeah,
those systems where you buy them, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of space for roots to grow, but the pails would probably provide more.
Now, like John H, that's a good point there too. John was just saying that he's growing tomatoes in bags, and you can do that same thing with potatoes. You can grow potatoes in cloth bags and pails if you're also interested in trying it that way. So,
hydroponics. Okay.
Jamie, we'd appreciate that. Yeah, if anybody wants to subscribe to the channel and come back and watch some of our videos, that would be fantastic. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up, guys. It just helps our channel get some traction, because then it lets people know that there is something worth watching. So, yes, drink water. Good reminder. Yeah. God bless you too. Right now, I'm gonna finish my coffee.
It is a good reminder. We don't. Any of us ever drink enough water.
Mine comes in the flavor of coffee. I won't lie to you. Usually in coffee or tea. Now, in my defense, I don't use sugar in my coffee, and my tea is black and it's herbal. So it's from the garden. It's the mint tea. I prefer that over the store-bought tea any day.
It's just flavored water. That's really what it is.
Yeah, flavored. Well, there's got to be some healthy benefits in there.
Yeah, but I mean, it is water, and then you add some.
Yeah, that's true. There's no caffeine in the mint tea, so.
Just trying to catch up here.
Oh, Dee Dee, you know what?
Not
I would have to look it up, to be honest with you. We have a bit of an issue here with censorship, and that might sound like you wouldn't expect that, but we are kind of censored a bit as a country, unfortunately, and so we don't get to see a lot of everything that goes on. Hello there. Welcome in. Just trying to catch up on the chat. So, Presidents of the USA, welcome in. Mohammed, welcome in. If we haven't said hi to you, hello now.
Tea is good for growing tomatoes. Interesting.
Oh, I missed that, did I?
That's at the bottom. The newest comment.
Tea, okay.
Right, have to look into that.
It's funny because we use our coffee grounds
on the strawberries and blueberries and grass crops,
things like that. So I won't say I'm surprised, because a lot of that stuff is good for the garden.
Yeah, I'll look into that, because I wonder if coffee is the same, because we usually have a lot more leftover coffee than leftover tea around here.
Yeah, so it's leftover pH in the tea, it helps. That's good to know, because we tend to just make our mint tea, and then when we're done steeping it, we take the leaves and we throw it in a bucket that goes out to the chickens. But I guess either way, whether it's the chickens get to eat it or we put it in the garden, it's being used. So
yeah, but if it'll help the tomatoes, then I definitely want to try.
Yeah, right now we've been using we go through a lot of eggs. And we've been keeping all the shells and spreading the shells throughout the garden.
Yeah, I have seen that tea bags are good for your eyes to bring down the puffiness, I believe.
Yeah.
What is it? Something in it starts with a T.
Yeah, it's the tannins.
Yes, that's it.
The tannins in the tea bag. The only thing is, the tea we make, we don't have any bags. It's literally just the leaves, like a loose leaf tea. But yeah, it's the tannins in the tea bag that are good for the skin.
Yeah, it's amazing what you can grab out of nature and use.
Yeah, nature gives you everything you need. It's just you have to know how to find it.
But thanks for these tips, guys.
Yeah, those are excellent tips.
Check that out.
And anything you want to share, because we don't have all the answers, but if you know something you want to share in the chat, so that people watching this later on can go back and they'll read the comments and learn from it, that is the best thing you can do, because we want to.
Yeah, I've been adding some eggshells to the bottom of the strawberries, and Bert tells me, I thought it was for calcium.
It is. They get calcium too, but it works also. Eggshells also work like I want to say it right,
diatomaceous earth.
Diatomaceous earth. Yeah. So the hardness of the shells, if you break them up, they will also help kill off bugs, because it's the same way that earth works. Is when the shelled critters crawl over it, it'll tear up the shell.
Hopefully that'll help get rid of those.
Robbie and Sonia, thanks for joining us again.
Thank you, guys.
And hopefully helping your sister-in-law go smoothly, and we'll try to catch you guys later at your live. Okay. Thank you.
And we are almost done as well.
Yeah, only about 60 seconds left, guys. So if you have any last minute kind words to say, kind questions,
60 seconds ago.
We would love to try to answer it, or just to say hello.
Yeah, or any thoughts on what you'd like us to talk about next week, because we don't usually come in with a plan. But
no, we usually find this time of year we're so busy that the live is almost like an appointment. You just know you have to get there and do this live. It's not that we don't enjoy it, because we love talking to you guys.
Yeah. It just turns into a conversation, not so much a presentation.
Exactly. But thanks, John. Really appreciate you coming in here and commenting and talking about growing the vegetables on your fire escape, because that's the kind of stuff that's it's good. It's good to get that information out there because everybody can do some sort of gardening, and
Yeah, everyone can homestead.
everybody can do some homestead on a certain level, right? And we welcome everybody to come in and join our channel, subscribe, and watch our videos and see what we do on the space that we have. Because again, we're in the country, but it's just a small plot of land that we were just doing what we can. Okay, so it was great
to see
seeing you
guys,
today too.
It was lots of
Appreciate
fun.
that, and thanks for coming back on and seeing us on the live.
Yeah.
All right, guys, you guys have a blessed week, and we hope to see you again next week. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up before you run away, and if you're interested, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you next time.